Hello, welcome to Pike Creek Farm. My name is Renee, and if this is your first time, thank you so much for stopping in. I do videos on canning and baking and vintage recipes, and lately I've been doing Amish Friendship Bread Starter. That's what's in here, and I need to use some up. Did you see how full that was? I need to use some up. So I am making snickerdoodle cookies today. We did the chocolate chip ones and they're so good. They're like amazingly good. So we're gonna do snickerdoodles. And I thought I'd bring you along to see how it works. I do have a whole playlist not with snickerdoodle, with the friendship starter, sometimes called Herman, sometimes called sweet sourdough, has all kinds of names. I'm gonna bring you down and show you the snickerdoodle recipe. I have never made snickerdoodles. I love snickerdoodles when other people make them, but my family always went for more of the chocolate and stuff, and snickerdoodles are good. So we're gonna give it a whirl. I need 1 cup of starter in here. I'm still gonna have a lot of starter. Half a cup. 1 more scoop. Make sure that you use plastic or glass or ceramic when going into your starter. Next, we need to add 1 cup of softened butter, and I have that right here. I've had it setting out so it's nice and soft. Excuse me. And my husband has some hunting plans this weekend, and so I thought if I make these cookies, he can take them in the truck and he'll have fun that way with it. 1.5 cup of sugar. And I'm going to add 1 1/4. I've been cutting back on the sugar. I'm almost tempted just to put a cup, but my chocolate chip ones, I cut back on the sugar and I'm really happy with it. 2 eggs. Okay, now we're going to add the spices and the baking soda. It takes 1 teaspoon of baking soda. One teaspoon of cinnamon, and then we're going to mix up cinnamon and sugar to roll it in. And then 2 teaspoons of cream of tartar. And I didn't realize that they took the cream of tartar for snickerdoodles. Had no clue, but I looked and all different recipes included, so I'm not sure if this makes them that light texture they are. If you know the scientific reason for cream of tartar in these cookies, let me know because I'm really intrigued. 2 teaspoons. 4 cups of all-purpose flour. Let's put this up. 1, 2, 3, 4. It didn't say to cream it first or anything. It said to add it all and then blend it up. So I should have, I don't know. It seems a little strange to me. And then 1/4 teaspoon of salt. We'll find out if it turns into a mess. Okay, so let me double check. Starters, butter, sugar, eggs, cinnamon, baking soda, cream of tartar, flour, salt. So that's it. I'm gonna do it in spurts to get the flour so it won't create a big mess. I always think snickerdoodles are great with like a cup of coffee or tea. They're breakfast food. Okay, it seems to be combining. Okay, I'm gonna speed it up and I'll bring you back. Let's get all this dough out of there. It does say it's a soft dough, but it will roll up well. And we need to get our oven on 375. I bought some maple extract to make maple biscotti too. And it smells really good. Let's get ready to roll the balls and get it baking. I'm going to preheat my oven. Next, we got to mix up the cinnamon sugar. Come on. Does look like it will roll up great. So now we need to have a 1/4 cup of sugar and a 1/2 cup of cinnamon. That's a lot of cinnamon, but you know, it's just a lightly coated outside as it bakes. And in my mind, it has that crisp from the sugar, the cinnamon, and then the softness inside. I hope that's how these turn out. So I got cinnamon and I got the sugar. So let's get this mixed up and then we can start the rolling and baking. And it makes about 5 dozen, I think. Doesn't seem as much dough as the chocolate chip cookies. They make a lot of chocolate chip cookies and they're so good. If you like the chewy kind of cookies, but you can also cook them so they're crunchy. That's how my dad likes them. Okay, first step, 1/4 cup of sugar. Let's see. 1/4 cup of sugar. And then 1/2 cup of cinnamon. That's a lot of cinnamon. Hopefully I have that much. We'll see. Okay. I need to buy more cinnamon, I think. Mix this. Okay, so let's just start. These will bake for 10 minutes. I'm gonna try this pan, which doesn't need parchment. They didn't say to use parchment. Not sure how much they spread. So I'm not going to put a whole dozen on this first batch to see how it works. So into the oven for 10 minutes. Okay, these took quite a bit longer to cook, and I'm not sure, so I'm getting out a metal cookie sheet. We're going to try that. See if that was the issue, was using stoneware. Okay, these seem done better. They're not doughy in the middle after 10 minutes. So that was a no-no. This is better. Oh well, you live and learn. They're not spreading as much as I thought, and everything was fresh. So maybe as they deflate, or I need to make them bigger. I keep adjusting. I threw away the first ones. Then I made these, which were 10 minutes on the metal, but they're kind of hard. So then I just did these at 9 minutes, and that's better. Got to set my timer. The cinnamon sugar must have been a typo, because you don't want that much cinnamon to the sugar because it tastes like sawdust. It was bad. So that maybe it should have been a 1/4 cup of sugar with a half a teaspoon of cinnamon. So I have a big bag of cinnamon sugar now. And it will get used. So here's a cookie that I bit into, one of the last ones, and it's fine. I would change this recipe. I'd add vanilla. Didn't have vanilla. It needs some vanilla. That would make it better. You don't need to cut down even a 1/4 cup on the sugar, which is so surprising because the other doughs, the Friendship starter is so sweet, is sweeter. This you didn't need to. It's not bad with a 1/4 cup less, but the first ones with that much cinnamon, not good, not good. Not my best. So I'm going to put down below what I did to adjust it and what I recommend. How does that sound? Because now they're good. I've eaten too many snickerdoodles now. I don't know. Jim just told me that peanut butter are his favorite. So I guess I need to try doing peanut butter ones. These are good now, but I just have had too much. I've had a couple of icky ones now that make them all not taste great, if that makes sense. But I'm going to continue baking them like this. We want them to look like this. Not like this. And these are hard. It was only a minute longer. 9 minutes. 9 minutes. Unless you want a very hard cookie. That's part of this Friendship bread starter, is the experimenting and just trying different things. That's how we learn and how we get all the new recipes. So anyway, thank you so much for coming along with my snickerdoodle adventure. And if you have a really good snickerdoodle cookie recipe, put it down below or direct me to it, because this needs a little finagling. But I will put down to add vanilla, and I think that will help in the right proportions for the cinnamon and sugar coating, and also the right baking time, according to my oven. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time at Pike Creek Farm.